Look at it. Look at it and be unimpressed. I'm just kidding. You can be impressed if you want, but I mean, the thing is, at least when you're making some sort of other farm and you condition the area around it, you have something to show for it, like, you know, a giant hole in the ground if you're making a perimeter or something like that. This just looks like really weird terrain generation, to be honest. But regardless of that, the river is gone, the job has been done, there's no water in the spherical area, and we can go ahead and finally get started on building this farm. Hello everyone, this is Bodhi, and welcome back to another Minecraft video. We are once again back on the survival server, and I am very excited to finally be able to start building up the squid farm. If any of you guys missed the last episode, what we did in that one is we went ahead and drained out a large portion of the river around this area, in addition to some other preparations, including like resource gathering and stuff like that. But basically, we are in the perfect position to start building the farm now. The river is gone, so the area is conditioned perfectly for squid spawning, and we have most of the resources that we need to start building the farm. And so the first thing that I'm going to do is dig out the area under this portion of the river right here, the one that we're going to be using for the farm. We're using a design by Logical Geek Boy, which I will have the link to in the description, same as last video, and you guys should definitely check it out if you need a squid farm in your survival world. Of course, I'll mention again that this is no project to be taken lightly. The farm itself being built up is probably not a super tedious process. However, the river draining and the preparation of it, that took quite a long time. I think it took me about 2 or 3 hours to drain out this whole river. And yeah, just don't take the process lightly. But anyway, in the design, what we need to do here is dig out this area down to Y level. I believe it's 42. I may be wrong, but I'll double check right before I do it. But before we do that, there is one thing that we need to do. That's right, guys. We have got ourselves a beacon set up right here by the future squid farm. And I decided to go ahead and get this set up off camera. I was going to go grab my one that I had set up right over by the Guardian farm, but it turns out I totally forgot. I have that on loan to one of my friends who's digging out the area for a slime farm right now. So we'll go ahead and let him hold on to that for the time being. And I actually had a few extra wither skeleton skulls on me that I had been meaning to turn into another star for a while. So I did a quick wither fight off camera, and I say quick because it was the sort of cheaty way. I didn't really have the time or the gear to go ahead and get into an all-out free-for-all wither fight right now. So I just decided to do it quickly, get the nether star, get another beacon, some iron blocks, and bam, we now have the haste 2 effect, as you guys can see. And what that means, for anyone that doesn't know, is when haste 2 is combined with efficiency 5, which is what I have on my pickaxe here, and now I don't see any stone, but what that means, actually there's some right here, is that stone is now an insta break. Boom. Boom. Very satisfying, and this will now go by very quickly because even though we don't have that far to mine, as you can see, we are at Y level 55. We have to go down to 42, I believe. That doesn't probably sound like that much, but this is an 8 by 21 area, and we need to extend out the edges a little bit and mine down. That's over 10 levels, so without a beacon, that would take quite a long time, quite a longer time, I should say. And with a beacon, we should be able to get through this pretty quickly. And I'll go ahead and see you guys after I have that area mined out. Boom. So there it is, the entire area mined out. Once we got the beacon set up, it went by extremely smoothly. God, I love mining with the insta break from haste 2. So that went pretty well. Now that we have that done, I think the next step is to place in the portals, which is what we spent all that time in the last episode gathering up obsidian for. I had to gather up nearly around 6 stacks. Not sure what is going on. Slain by Guardian, huh? And he's out. Okay. Never mind. I don't know what's going on with him. But anyway, let's go ahead and get the portals placed in, and I'll catch you guys when we are working on that. So there it is, the first portal frame is in place, and I actually have the spots for the other 3 marked out as well. And it does take quite a bit of obsidian just to make one, which is a little bit concerning, but we do have a lot, and I think I got the right amount so that we should have enough to just go right through and build up all of the portals. And so I will go ahead and see you guys again once I have all of them in. That's a little better. Now that we have all of the portals in place, we can move on to the next step. And I think I'll just leave that concrete thing at the top there because there's no reason to take it out quite yet if the portals aren't above it. And the next step that we're moving on to is to place in some glass inside of the portal so that squid can spawn in different tanks of water. And each of the tanks is going to be only 2 high so that squid can spawn, but salmon can't. And in the last episode when I was draining the river, there was quite a lot of salmon in there. And so if those are taking up the mob cap, then not as many squid will spawn. And also, we don't really need any salmon because we get enough fish from the Guardian farm. So we want this just working for squids, and the next step will help with that. And you don't have to use glass, but I wanted to. And thankfully, with the new super smelter, I was able to get this in about 5 minutes maybe. Not including the digging for the sand, but I mean I was able to smelt it up very quickly. And so I think that I'm just going to get started on placing the glass, and I'll go ahead and catch you guys once again once I have got all of the tanks in, and so then I'll start to fill them up with water. Alright, so now that we have all of the glass in for each of the tanks, we are going to light up the nether portals. And here goes the first one. Boom, and there you have it. I think this, I don't even know how big this portal is, but I believe he said in the tutorial that this is one of the biggest sized portals you can make, at least on the width side of it. But let me go ahead and light up the rest of these portals now so that we can, oh wow, and with the size of these, we already have zombie pigmen spawning. That is probably going to happen a lot, but it shouldn't be as big of a problem once we have the water in. And speaking of which, I think that I'm going to go ahead and go gather up some ice now, because that's going to make it the easiest to place 2 high water streams in each of the tanks. So I'll catch you guys when I have the materials to fill up all of the tanks. Alright, so since I left you guys last, I have gone and gathered up a bunch of ice, plus a little bit more I have in a shulker box, and I also went ahead and gathered up most of the resources to use to complete the farm after this. So I believe that after we fill it up with water, we're going to be heading over straight to the Nether to complete the farm on this, or on that side, I should say. And anyway, I'm going to now start by placing off the ice. I think that I'll go from the top down. That just seems the easiest. So I will go ahead and hopefully I can just, yep, there we go. And this is completely encased in glass. And I actually brought my fortune pickaxe with me because I can't break the what's it called? I can't break the ice with my silk touch one, but actually I'm not so sure I want to be placing that there yet. I went through the portal. Oops. Okay, anyway, what's gonna happen now is I'm going to place it on every other block, just because I don't know if I have enough ice, and this way, when I go through and mine it, it will create water source blocks without having to completely fill each tank with ice. And that should hopefully save me a possible trip back to the icy biome. But anyway, I'll catch you guys when I'm finishing this up and I'm ready to head over to the Nether, because this probably won't be all that interesting. I'm pretty much just going to be placing ice and breaking ice. So I'll see you guys in a minute. Alright, so now all of the water tanks are directly inside of the portals. It might be a little bit hard to see, but you probably can tell, just look at it closely, that there is some water flowing in there. And I say flowing, but obviously all of them are source blocks thanks to the ice that we brought in. So I think that we now are going to head over to the Nether and start to build things up on that end. What? We already have squid here dying on the other side to suffocation. What? That is a lot of squid. I expected maybe 1 or 2, but what? Oh my god, we already got a stack. That is amazing. Wow, okay, well that just shows how good this farm is going to work. And so I'm excited to get this thing already finally built up. I'm just trying to make sure that there are no ghasts. I saw one over there, but I think that dude went out of the range, so I think we're okay, but I hear more, unfortunately. But the first thing to do is to build up a portal at the location of the squid tank portals. I don't know exactly what to call them, but I have some more obsidian in one of these shulker boxes, and that should be enough, because you only need 1 portal, even though there are a few portals. And of course these are very close together, because in the overworld they're about like 20 blocks apart. So in the Nether, of course, that's going to be just about 3. So if I do have flint and steel. I usually carry one with me, and let's just make sure that this portal links up correctly, and I don't see why it wouldn't. Perfect. Okay, so it didn't link up to the front portal, or it linked up to one of the middle ones, but hopefully if we go through this one, it should still bring us out at that one. Okay, thank goodness. I was worried it might link up to that one, but wait, squid already started. I didn't even know they would be able to spawn because we were inside of the tank, but they really want to spawn with how little spaces there are. Uh-oh, that scared me way too much, and there goes the glass. At least it didn't take out the portal. Let me get rid of this guy. Boom. Okay. Yeah, this is why we gotta get a cover over this thing. When I heard the glass break, I got worried for a second. Let me go ahead and put that back. I did not actually realize that gas could break glass. And let me take care of this guy before he heads over here. Boom. Wow, okay, these gas need to stop spawning, or we're gonna run into some trouble. Let me make sure not to hit a pigman, but I am not exactly sure what the chamber here for the squids is going to look like, so I'm gonna go ahead and double check on the Logical Geek Boy tutorial, and I'll catch you guys when I start to build that one up. So here it is right here, the mechanism. It's not even really a mechanism, it's just a room that these squids are going to end up in when they come through the portal, and they'll die to suffocation damage, of course. But the one last thing we have to do for this very makeshift looking farm, at least on the Nether side of things, is and this is a very strange thing, but it's also something that I found very funny, is we have to get some cats in here. And that sounds very weird, but the way it's gonna work is we're going to actually we're gonna have to break that portal for just a second. But we're gonna have to put some boats in there, and in order to push the squids out, but the boats on their own would get pushed. So if we put cats in the boats, because it has to be something with a small hitbox. I believe Logical Geek Boy mentioned that like other mobs could be used, maybe like foxes or chickens. I don't really remember, but he said cats were the best option to go with because tamed cats cannot despawn, and honestly, I think the fact that they'll follow you around if you have tamed them, will make it easier to get them in the boats. So we're gonna have 4 boats with cats in them stacked on top of each other, and luckily I have actually been breeding up some cats on the overworld side in preparation for this exact farm. Okay guys, I don't know if you're ready for this. I don't know if you're ready to meet the collection of cats that I've gathered here, but the truly special part of this this family of cats that we have going on here, besides them all looking exactly the same, the first 2 that we got to start off this whole colony, they're gonna be here to stay. I have 4 extra ones, and I do feel a little bit bad about taking the extra cats and forcing them to kill squids, but I mean, I don't know, maybe they'll enjoy it. But anyway, our first cat here, the astutely named Bojangles. Doesn't it just roll off the tongue? Yeah, I know. It's a pretty good name. This dude's gonna be here to stay. And then the other one. The other one. This one's arguably better. We have the dog. The dog. And I think somewhere else on the server, one of my friends actually has a pet dog that he named Cat. But I mean, that's not really the same, is it? Because that's just Cat. This is the dog. The dog. But anyway, these two are gonna stay, Bojangles and the dog. But I'm afraid that we're gonna take these guys one at a time into the Nether, and he should follow me. And after spending some time just wrangling cats, well guys, I am actually one step away from finishing up. Great, my moment of triumph. And yeah, no, it's okay, I wanted that to happen, definitely. Okay, anyway, what I was gonna say is I'm one step away from finishing this farm, but apparently 2 steps because I had to climb back up. But the last thing I have to do here, aside from remove all this dirt because it's ugly, is I just have to rebuild this portal. And yeah, I was able to get the cats in, or the rest of them anyway, pretty smoothly. That last piece of obsidian is for the industrial district portal, but I think, you know what, let me get rid of this piece of glass as well. Have enough glass, and then that way I can click on, yep. And those won't go through the portal because they're in boats. And then God, these ghasts have been so annoying, I swear. But let me get rid of the dirt now, and I think that actually the farm is now completely operational. Dude, can these guys stop spawning? Like, what is that? What? Anyway, he's inside some blocks. Wow, I cannot finish a thought without these ghasts continuing to make their horrible noises. Anyway, this is a very makeshift area for sure. I should give it a little bit more decoration, but I'm just trying to see. Yeah, the door's right here. You go in this way because I didn't want to have any ghasts exploding the glass if we go out that way. Let me just collect the dirt that fell in there. And then there's a ladder upwards like this, and then that's where the squids are gonna fall out. And be collected by the hoppers. Suffocation damage. Bada bing, bada boom. We will have some ink sacs, and something tells me we will have a lot very quickly. In fact, we might have to switch this out for a shulker box loader in the future, because I was doing the math, and 1 hour of AFK is supposed to give you 9,000, and that's more than a double chest. So 1 hour is over a double chest. So this thing's gonna work too fast, actually. We are going to be rolling in the ink. We're going to be rolling in the dark prismarine. And you know what? Let's just give this thing a test. Here, right here is the AFK spot. I need to make this look better. I need to get it covered up. But let's just give this thing a test. If I stand right here, there should be squid spawning, and I don't see any, but I should theoretically just have to stand here for a few seconds. But I'll be back with you guys when I'm ready to go back into the Nether. Alright, so I just set up a little bit of an AFK area here, nothing special, but I think it's been about maybe 20 or 30 minutes at this point, and I just wanted to see what it... Wait a second. Hold on. I don't think that there's supposed to be a pigman in there. I will have to check that out. However, oh my. Wow. That is pretty good. I think, you know what? I'm going to craft up a shulker box. I'm gonna bring those ink sacs over to the Guardian farm, make some dark prismarine, and then meet you guys over in the shopping district where I'll stock up some in the shop. But first, I think I'm gonna figure out what's going on with this guy right here, because I don't believe that he had this problem in his video. So maybe he'll despawn if I fly away. Well, I don't know. I'll figure it out. But I'll see you guys over the shopping district. Well, guys, this feels pretty good. Look at this. I have got the Guardian shop stocked up with, I believe that is 18 stacks of dark prismarine. And I'm selling it for a diamond for a half stack. That seems fair to me with the amount of work that went into the squid farm and the Guardian farm. I also got to keep some for myself. Obviously, it's going to be a great building resource in the future. But I think with that being shown off to you guys, this is where we are going to leave the episode for today. We certainly got a lot done. A very successful episode. The squid farm is completely finished. We have all the black ink and all the dark prismarine that we are going to need forever, probably, because they produce it extremely fast. And so I am just very happy with how this turned out. And with that being said, go ahead and leave a like on this video if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new and want to see more. And I will go ahead and see you guys in the next episode.